Hi, I'm Amanda Russell, Associate Editor at finewoodworking.com, and I am here to show you a jig I made that's featured in our newest issue, issue 319. This works in tandem with an L fence, which is a pretty popular jig now. I love using it. It makes operations really safe and is super handy. You can use this on the table saw, router table. Bob Van Dyke has a really great article in issue 290 on how to make one of these, but it can be just a simple L shape like the one I have here. Now, the L jig is the best name I know for it, is a really simple thing to make that allows you to do pretty much any size crosscut. So I made this jig when I was in a woodworking class. We didn't have a crosscut sled that could fit the panels we were cutting down, so I knew we had an L fence, and I came up with this idea. So I'm going to show you how I make it and how I use it. This truly is such a simple jig to put together. I have my two pieces here. I like to have a little offcut of whatever material I used to kind of help hold it in place, because we don't need to be fighting this as we assemble it. So I'm going to just put a little bit of double stick tape right where these two pieces meet up. The thing to be careful with is making sure this bottom piece does not protrude from on the edge of the top piece. So I'm going to lightly set this here, not press down. This is pressure sensitive tape. So like I said, this edge can be even a little bit proud of this lower piece on this far side, because that's what's going to be riding up against the L fence. So I've kind of gotten my pieces just laid in place. I'm going to take my square and just lightly adjust this until I see it become perfectly square. And this takes a couple adjustments usually, but once you have it, once you're sure you have it in place, which that looks pretty good, I just press this down to temporarily hold it together. Now, pre-drilling is actually pretty crucial at this point, because you don't want things shifting around now that you've got it exactly where you want it. So I'm going to pre-drill these two holes at kind of an angle. Right before I screw it together, I'm going to double check nothing's moved, and we look good. Check one more time, and we are all set. Another thing I like to do with this jig is add some sandpaper to the underside of this, because this is what's going to be resting on your piece, and it gives you a little bit of more grip on your project. So I'm going to flip this over and apply some double stick tape. This is probably an excessive amount, but it should do the trick. Now that I have this in place, I can knife off the excess by just resting this on my bench and cutting away. And that's really it. All right, now that I have my jig made, I can set up my L fence to the appropriate height, which I've already done. And I have a pencil line, so I know where to cut to. And I'm applying pressure with my thumb here to reference this edge of the board, so I get that perfect 90 degrees. And then, with some downward pressure here on the sandpaper, I'll be able to push this through the cut. So let's give this a shot.